Welcome back. A new report from the Florida Department of Education shows one local school district is not up to par with the rest of the state when it comes to evaluating its teachers. But the Manatee County School District is disputing those findings. ABC's Jacqueline Matter has the details.
New information from the Florida Department of Education names Manatee County schools as one of the worst in the state when it comes to evaluating their teachers. But the district's executive director, Ryan Sachs, strongly disagrees.
Nearly all of our teachers and instructional staff in Manatee County had full, complete evaluations last year.
Florida DOE says Manatee is among 11 districts with 25% or more of its teachers not receiving an annual evaluation in the 2015-2016 school year. And only 7 districts are worse than Manatee at completing those evaluations. The DOE says they reached out to Manatee County schools when the district failed to report at least 30% of those evaluations and are missing numbers on 1,000 teachers, while Manatee Schools says that number is actually only 77.
Roughly 350 of those individuals were charter school teachers, which the district does not have the responsibility to actually evaluate. Then there was a certain number, around 200 folks that were not actually instructional staff that the state felt were instructional staff. And so it's a coding error, so we're fixing that. And then the other portion was around people that had left the district for whatever reason.
This is not the first time the district has been under fire. In the previous school year, an even larger number of Manatee teachers did not receive evaluations. When I asked why that data seemed to be a trend, Sachs says mostly due to old data and a large gap of miscommunication.
We just did not know during that window that we needed to clean up information. This year we've been made aware that there's information that needs to be cleaned up.
But all of these miscommunications, however, have some parents on edge.
I don't know if there's a crack in the wall, but I think that maybe it's gotten a little laxed.
There are several schools that are having problems with teachers. I would feel more comfortable knowing that they do a thorough evaluation. Absolutely.
Manatee County schools have only a few weeks to clarify their data, as February 1st will be when the state's official report is released. In Bradenton, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jacqueline. A judge formally sentencing Dylan Roof to death today for killing 9 black worshipers at a Charleston, South Carolina church. More than 30 family members of the victims at Emmanuel AME Church spoke during the hearing. Some angry, others forgiving, but they all said Roof failed at his goal to divide races with his racist attack. Roof represented himself during the sentencing phase of the trial. He told jurors he didn't have a mental illness and offered no remorse for his actions. A Florida deputy has been suspended with pay after security footage of the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport shooting was leaked to TMZ. The surveillance video shows the accused gunman, Esteban Santiago, firing right here at random in the baggage claim area of Terminal 2. The video was recorded on a cell phone off of a security monitor. The Broward County Sheriff's deputy didn't realize the video included part of his reflection, allowing officials to identify him. The deputy has been identified as Michael Dingman. Officials say the images are now in the hands of specialists with the FBI. In the wake of that deadly shooting at the Fort Lauderdale airport, U.S. Senator Bill Nelson is calling for an increase in airport security. Nelson making the announcement today during a confirmation hearing for Elaine Chao, the president-elect's nominee to be the next Secretary of Transportation. Nelson first thanked first responders and law enforcement officers for their work in responding to the shooting. He also said that while we have made progress in airport security, this tragedy should serve as a reminder that work is by no means complete.
And although the investigation remains ongoing, I expect all of us in the Congress will continue exploring ways to protect the traveling public in light of this tragic incident.
Senator Nelson says he believes that this year's Federal Aviation Administration reauthorization bill will be a good place to start to prevent similar tragedies from occurring. The group Sarasota Openly Plans for Excellence, or SCOPE, has tackled issues from traffic congestion to affordable housing. Now the focus is on young people. SCOPE gathers and analyzes data for pertinent local issues to determine how to better serve the community. In the past, the research has shown that 18% of children in Sarasota County live in poverty, 900 are homeless, and 30% are removed from their homes each month. these statistics that overwhelm programs that put in place for these young people.
It allows the community to hold itself accountable, that we make sure that we take care of those youth, that we make sure that the programs are in place where they're needed, when they're needed, in the way that they're needed, and that we don't have gaps in the system.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll take a look at what this research could mean for Sarasota's young people and the organizations that serve them. Now let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast. Not a bad day out there. Feels kind of nice.
Yeah, another nice day. Haley, temperatures in the mid-70s, really near the coast, upper 70s inland. And again, that's the result of a high pressure system. Lots of sunshine this morning, a few clouds this afternoon. And with the high pressure located just off the coast of the Carolinas, that's where it's kind of anchored right now. And with that staying there and not moving much, it's not budging. We're going to see that east to southeasterly wind flow, which does sometimes bring some cloudiness in the afternoon our way, but that's about it. A few sprinkles, not out of the question. This is the dry air that's in place too right now. It's all over in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. We're talking 10,000 feet and above. And with that in place, that means that we're not going to see any kind of big storms around. We'll see a few sprinkles possible, but that is very, very isolated at best, and that front staying to our north. I mentioned the few light rain sprinkles, if you will, making their way in from the east to the west. Not a lot going on there. Temperature-wise, they are mild across the state right now. Mid-70s here on the coast, 72 in Orlando, 76 in Miami, 74 in Key West, and temperatures across the area all into the mid-70s right now, with the exception of Mayaca City at 77 degrees, 74 in Cortez, and the Gulf water temperature down at 64. A little bit too cool for me, but not too bad. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. One person driving along I-4 near Orlando was taken to the hospital today after a large piece of metal crashed through the windshield. The Florida Highway Patrol says that the metal was protruding from the back of a truck that was stopped in traffic. For some reason, the driver of the vehicle behind the truck did not stop and crashed into the metal, which was properly flagged. The metal smashed through the windshield, critically injuring the person inside. Changes in the Florida Senate could see better prospects this year for a renewed proposal to prevent local governments from regulating ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft. A proposal came in today in the front of the House and Senate to create statewide rules for transportation network companies, set insurance requirements, and a level of background checks for independently hired drivers.
This is something that came out that ultimately, became competition for an industry that did enjoy exclusivity for a long time. They don't have a problem with it. They just don't want an unfair competitive advantage given to them by government.
The measure would require a transportation network company to have a third party conduct a local and national criminal background check on drivers. We are getting a first look at the train that will soon carry passengers between Miami and West Palm Beach. The company Brightline officially debuting its first of 5 brand new trains in West Palm Beach. The train is now completing its final testing along a new express rail route that will take passengers for daily round trips between West Palm Beach and Miami later this year. Eventually, the rail service will have a stop in Fort Lauderdale and will continue through the Treasure and Space Coast to the Orlando International Airport.
We paid close attention to the needs and the desires of people that are traveling, and we've made sure that we've delivered an option that is built for the future and addresses the things that will make their life easier and more convenient.
And train travel really does do that a lot of the time. In all, an estimated 10,000 jobs will be created during Brightline's construction phase. That includes the trains, the new stations, and rail infrastructure improvements. Brightline is the only privately owned and maintained passenger rail system in the U.S. Even if you can't ride a bike for long distances, you can still enjoy the Legacy Trail this spring. The Surrey Ride program is being offered once again now through April 20th. Riders can sit back and enjoy the ride on a 4-passenger canopy. This is a Surrey-type bicycle, while others do the hard pedaling. So you pick. You either sit and chill or you get a little workout. The volunteers also give riders information about the history of the Legacy Trail and its surroundings. The program is a partnership between Sarasota County Parks, Recreation and Natural Resources and the Friends of Legacy Trail.
It makes a huge difference when they are able just to have a few minutes out in the outdoors, spending time with other people, talking, and it's amazing how rewarding it is for the volunteers.
The Surrey Ride location is at the Sandra Sims Terry Community Center at Laurel Park. Pre-registration is required for your free Surrey Ride, which starts on the hour from 9 a.m. to noon every Wednesday and Thursday. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the grand opening for a new grocery store in Sarasota has been announced. How many jobs Sprouts will bring to the area when we return.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Robotic surgery is changing medicine. The robot has better vision than a human. You can see 10 times better magnification than the human eye, but it takes a human eye to run the machine. In fact, it takes multiple human eyes to treat a patient. We've perfected the team, we've perfected the procedure, and the more experienced the team, the better the quality outcome.
The official salon of ABC7.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Actor Charlie Sheen reveals an injectable drug is working. His HIV viral load is now undetectable. ABC7's Alex Redmond joins us with how injectable treatments offer hope for people with HIV.
25-year-old Mikey Lamb is a poet, an HIV activist, and a public speaker, but he's also something else.
Yes, I've been living with HIV for 4 years. 4 years. I was diagnosed December 19th of 2012, and ever since then I hit the ground running and haven't shut my mouth.
Lamb is outspoken, and whether through rap, poetry, or of disclosing his HIV status, tries to educate people that although treatment is improved, there is still no cure for HIV or AIDS.
When I first got diagnosed, I was prescribed Atripla, and it was a very harsh treatment.
Lamb says he switched to 3 medications after an allergic reaction to the 1-a-day pill regimen. Lamb now has an undetectable viral load and takes less meds.
I'm on a 1-pill-a-day regimen because I am so disciplined.
Not everyone has that discipline.
There's the burden of taking medications every day, which is so difficult for patients. But also just the day-to-day issues. Some people have nausea with it, some people vomit after taking medications. People can have all different side effects.
Community AIDS Network, or CAN's medical director, Dr. Tanya Schreibman, says side effects of the daily medication has improved, and now CAN is starting a phase 3 clinical trial called the ATLAS trial, which offers hope for qualifying HIV patients.
which will involve 2 injectable medicines that people will take once a month, which is in contrast to the daily HIV medications that people typically have to take. And the side effects are really minimal compared to being on daily medications, which is one of the huge advantages of injection medicine.
Injection medicine is easier for the patient in the short term because they don't have to take this medicine every day, says Dr. Schreibman, and they don't have effects like bloating or stomach issues.
But also in the long term, it has less overall toxicity on people's bodies over the long term.
For a link to the Community AIDS Network, just go to mysuncoast.com and click on health. Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alex. Now let's head over to Bob.
Well, we talked about Val earlier, Haley. Now, these guys kind of work in tandem. They're working together with lightning photos. They really like those. They kind of hang in a group under the bridge. And Damon sent me this one real quick after he heard me talk about Val. This was another gorgeous shot right there at Lido. I think they were together at this time as that photo came in. And get a look at this. Happy 100th birthday right there. And again, Larry, who shows up all the time, every Wednesday at Bobby Jones. And that's the reason why he's in such good shape. He's always out there playing golf. Boy, if I could get up to 100 and play golf, I would love that. That'd be great. You can see he's got a great smile on his face. Hopefully he got some good scores today and broke his age, actually. That's always something I've always wanted to do as well. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some clouds coming in this afternoon, and we are looking at basically fair skies now. There's still some clouds out there for the sunset, which isn't too far off, and the current conditions right now, we have partly cloudy skies. Temperatures all into the mid-70s. Braden now at 74 degrees, and temperatures statewide pretty mild all the way across the Panhandle, 72, 69 in Jacksonville, 76 in Miami, and 74 now into Key West, and temperatures in the low to mid-70s across the region. The Gulf of Mexico temperature now 64 degrees, which is close to where it normally is this time of year, just because of that one big cold snap we had over the weekend. But it's soon to warm because temperatures are going to soar into the upper 70s once again tomorrow. It looks like on and through Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the foreseeable future. No major cold fronts headed our way anytime soon. There's going to be one coming late next week, but it looks like that's not a very powerful one at this point. And as far as the satellite and radar imagery goes, the storm track really has shifted up to the north. Fast-moving systems over the northeast. And notice this is all rain. Typically in January, this is a pretty heavy snowfall, but not today. It's raining in West Virginia, also near the nation's capital, stretching all the way up into Ohio. And as far as the west goes, well, that's the worst weather by far. We talked about that wind gust just the last weekend, this past weekend, up to 175 miles an hour at the Sierra Nevada range. We'll talk about snowfall. We're talking excessive snowfall amounts up to nearly 80 inches in just the last couple of days there. Went skiing out there. Went to actually a winter weather conference at Lake Tahoe. Beautiful place, but with that much snow, I think everything pretty much shuts down. 4 degrees right now in Billings and 8 Minneapolis. You can see that cold air just sinking southward right now, and that's going to be the case, I think, over the next couple of days. Not all the way down to, say, Houston or New Orleans or Florida for that matter, but it will stay just to the north of the deep south, I think, as far as that cold air goes. Minus 27, that's what it feels like right now in Minot, North Dakota. Much warmer, though, in Cleveland, 55 degrees. You can see that borderline right there is where that strong cold front is separating the Arctic air mass from the maritime polar, actually, the maritime tropical for the most part. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s in Dallas and the New Orleans, as well as into Florida. Well, the east to southeasterly wind flow will continue for us as that high pressure kind of positions itself just off the coast of Florida, and that stays with us on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Temperatures approaching 80 degrees each and every afternoon. Now, we have had some clouds move in late in the afternoon. Those clouds will again be around tomorrow, and most of the day, though, you should see sunshine and temperatures warming up into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Well, east winds will start the day off for boaters at around 10 knots. They'll switch around to the north at 5 knots later in the day. Seas running 1 to 2 feet and a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature I mentioned earlier at 64. UV index, load up on the sunscreen. It will be pretty high throughout the morning and early afternoon. Then those clouds move in later on, and the beaches will see a high right around 76 degrees, a little bit warmer away from the water as that water temperature, as I mentioned, it's pretty cool at 64 degrees. High tide upcoming 10:50 and sunset at 5:55, so just in a few minutes, and the sunrise will be at 7:22. Tonight, expect mostly fair conditions. Mild temperatures, lows well above the seasonal average right around 51 degrees. East winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow looks beautiful. Once again, staying mild. High temperatures into the upper 70s. Have east winds at 5 to 10. And look for a few clouds in the afternoon, but nothing to really cause any significant problems. And the weekend looks great, doesn't it? Upper 70s, lows into the upper 50s to low 60s, and that stays with us right through Wednesday of next week. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. We aren't seeing any accidents at this time, but drivers are still experiencing a little congestion on 41 near Bay Vista and near University Parkway, as you can see a lot of red on the map right there. The Department of Homeland Security is warning the public about a cybersecurity flaw that could allow hackers to remotely take control of a person's defibrillator or pacemaker. The vulnerability has affected St. Jude medical device transmitters. In order to correct the problem, security patches will be rolled out over the next several months so that the devices can continue to send data back to medical professionals. St. Jude Laboratories says that it is not aware of any deaths or injuries related to security or any specific device or system that has been targeted. Officials have been investigating the device's security since August. Wells Fargo is restructuring how it pays tellers and other bank branch employees following a scandal over its aggressive sales practices. Employees will no longer get incentives for opening accounts or meeting sales goals. Instead, they will receive part of their overall salary based on how the products they sell are used. Accounts that are used often will help an employee's pay, while idle accounts will not be counted. Sprouts Farmers Market announcing today the grand opening of its new store in South Sarasota will be on April 12th. It will be the market's second location in Florida and the first store in Sarasota. The opening is expected to bring 100 full-time and part-time jobs to the area. For job opportunities, you can visit sprouts.com/careers or call the phone number here on your screen, 866-925-2396. This new store will be located on South Tamiami Trail in the Pelican Plaza Shopping Center, which is across the street from the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall. Entertainment news is next.
As a combat veteran, I support Goodwill because they help our veterans reintegrate back into the civilian workforce, and they create jobs in our community.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th Annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida homes.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The force is strong with Los Angeles, the City of Angels, beating out San Francisco to be the future site of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. The decision was announced Tuesday. It comes with a $1 billion plan to create the futuristic building. The museum will include George Lucas's personal art collection and paintings from noted artists, as well as memorabilia from his Star Wars franchise. No word yet on when construction of the museum will begin. A Ferrari custom built for Justin Bieber is up for auction. This 2011 Ferrari was custom made to the singer's specifications with a factory custom interior, but the Ferrari has a few flaws. A vehicle damage report shows that it was involved in a rear-end collision at one point. Potential buyers can submit bids online, but as of this morning, no bids had been placed. Interesting. Natalie Portman says Ashton Kutcher was paid 3 times as much as her for co-starring in the 2011 film No Strings Attached. The actress says she regrets not taking a stand against the differences in pay between men and women in the industry when she spoke with Marie Claire this week. Portman told the magazine that, quote, she doesn't think women are more capable. She told the magazine that she doesn't think women and men are more or less capable. She says we just have a clear issue with women not having opportunities. The 35-year-old also said that women need to be part of the solution and not perpetuate the problem. Comedian Amy Schumer is heading to Netflix to star in her own stand-up special. She's the latest big-name comedian to sign on with the streaming service, along with Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. Schumer is known for her Comedy Central show Inside Amy Schumer and writing and starring in the film Trainwreck. Schumer says she's very happy to be part of the Netflix family. This special is set to debut in March. The producer of the Golden Globe-winning movie Moonlight has some local ties. Adele Romansky is a graduate of Venice High School. She's also a graduate of Florida State University, which is the same alma mater as the film's director, Barry Jenkins. Moonlight won the Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture just this past Sunday. Congrats to her. We'll be right back.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.